Thank you. Good afternoon, Chennai.
Good afternoon.
Great. So, as MFDs, you have essentially multiple strengths, and couple of them would be managing relationships and creating a rapport with your customers and prospective customers as well. Two more things can complement this. One is technical knowledge, which is global macros, Indian macros, industries, sectors, etc., etc. Equally important with that is soft skills. So with your existing skill sets, if these two get added, then I think that will create wonders for each one of you. So I have been given this opportunity to talk on the soft skills piece, and my topic for the day is how do you convert objections to sales? So there are multiple parts to this. First and foremost, remember that it's a part of a decision-making process. So if I don't raise objections as a customer, one, I could not be listening to you at all. Two, I could be completely closed. Three, I want you to complete your presentation and then just say that, okay, I'll get back to you. Okay, so remember, I would be more happy with customers who raise objections as compared to somebody who just keeps mum. Another very, very important part of objections is that it is a sign of interest. It is not a rejection. Most of the times we see that this is a requirement for more information. The client is concerned, the client is interested, hence the client is asking questions. So don't be worried if questions come up. That's your opportunity and an understanding that yes, somebody is listening to whatever you're trying to say. There are times when we realize that there are certain myths or misconceptions. Now, this is my opportunity to educate. So for example, if I hear from clients stating that they are worried about the Israel-Iran conflict which is going on today, or some time back, the Trump sanctions which are going on, I identify this as an opportunity to start communicating with my entire audience about why this is not something to worry about. So I can create social media posts, I can create videos, or I can have a talking point whenever I'm talking to my whenever I'm talking to my customers. So it's an opportunity to educate. Reflects trust building. So if the client is asking me questions, he or she is genuinely seeking answers to those questions, and by the virtue that they are asking me these questions, the relationship which is there currently is gradually moving up the trust curve. Personalized solutions, so everybody's concerns can be different. Now, for me, I can't have a blanket approach to all my customers. So these questions help me out to understand what could be the major issues which are there. It creates deeper engagement by default because I'm talking about the challenges which that person feels he or she is facing. Credibility increase because again I'm able to give not round the bush answers, but precise, specific answers to their concerns. And last but not the least, so that's the point, it strengthens credibility also. Now, what we need to focus on is when the client is raising a question, is it an excuse or is it a genuine concern? Now, let's see, the client says, I will talk to my chartered accountant and come back to you. Is it a genuine concern or an excuse? I will talk to my spouse and come back to you. Depends on which side of the gender are you getting these responses from, right? So there are ways in which you handle excuses and there are ways in which you handle genuine questions. So you'll have to look at it, what it is all about. So genuine concerns would be, if I need money in an emergency, what can I do? Maybe that's a real point which is there, that he is ready to invest but is uncertain about situations going forward and might want your opinion on that. I have lost money in mutual funds before. Genuine again, right? Because here he has a past track record. Now you might validate it, you might counter it, you might support it, or you might give alternative ways to avoid such situations. I don't understand how mutual fund works. If genuinely you do a dipstick with your existing customers who are mutual fund investors and you ask 25 questions on mutual funds, I'm confident that most of them will not be able to correctly answer each one of them. Still, they are big investors of mutual funds. So I am not saying we will stop them from investing in mutual funds right now, but we can move them up the learning curve. And that is how it will help me out. How will these investments help me reach my goal? Because when we talk about small numbers, 10,000 rupees becoming 3 crore rupees at a 12% CAGR in 30 years. That's something which all of us understand, but my investor may not understand this in the real sense. It works for me to actually show him or her an Excel which calculates all of this and leave it with him, right? But I just use the word others. You can get into more specifics. For example, you are talking to a doctor. You can say, sir, there are several doctor customers of mine who raised a very, very similar objection. If you're talking to a pure direct equity investor, why should I not invest in direct equities? Why should I invest in equity MFs? Sir, there are people who have crores of investments in direct equity, had the same objection, but when I told them, now they're benefiting. They're gradually moving their monies from direct equities to equity mutual funds. So you can actually pick out a fictitious customer of yours from a random crowd, having the same persona as the person sitting in front of you, and make him give a testimony on your behalf, in your favor, right? So these two techniques work beautifully well. The combination of these can work almost in all cases. This is very, very important, which I said in the beginning. Listen not with ears only, but with your eyes and your brain also. Eye contact. If your customer is not maintaining an eye contact, either is not interested in you, much more clearer for you. Offer low commitment options whenever you feel the customer is uncertain, typically at the start of a relationship with a customer. So you can say, okay, fine, you have 25,000, start with the 5,000 thing. Let's look at it for 3 months and then move ahead to other investments, bigger investments. Because if it's a low cost commitment, people are not bothered, people want to start off immediately, they're not concerned. Maintain follow-up. So till the time the customer does not tell you not to follow up, please follow up. And follow-up doesn't mean that, sir, when are you giving me the next appointment? When are you giving me money? No. Follow-up can be just continuous interaction with the customer. Don't lose point of contact. Be patient, not pushy. So people should view you as advisors and not as salesmen. Okay? Very, very important. So I remember this, I was talking about relationship management with clients, with MFD fraternity itself in one of the locations across the country. And this lady comes up and says, sir, I talk to people in all functions, family get-togethers, etc., etc. But you know what? People have stopped me calling for